Cable television was exploding in the groovy 1970s, with new niche channels popping up left and right. One of these was not-so-groovy Pat Robertson's Christian Broadcasting Network, which launched in 1977. As the name suggests, CBN broadcast lots of groovy televangelists alongside Robertson's flagship prayer in The 700 Club, but it also offered some heavenly hash in the form of I Married Joan reruns. Then, an inexplicable duo of anime shows popped up one fine Sunday morning in 1984. The first was Leo the Lion, the English dub of Mushi Pro's Jungle Emperor, and the other was Honey Honey. Hi folks, I'm Mecha-May. This is my engineer, Mew-Bot 5000, and today we're going to talk about a little show called Honey Honey. Before being shamelessly ripped off by ABBA, Honey Honey was a manga written and drawn by the pioneering shoujo manga legend Hideko Mizuno, who started as an assistant to Osamu Tezuka in the 1950s, alongside her mostly male mangaka housemates in Tokyo So. Honey Honey's wonderful adventures was serialized in 1968 in Ribbon magazine. Honey Honey, or H-squared as cool people call it, didn't get animated until 1981, when Kokusai Eiga and Toei produced 29 episodes for Fuji TV. Exactly why the Christian Broadcasting Network picked this and Leo the Lion to import is anyone's guess, but you can't say Pat Robertson never provided some value to the world. It's possible the world needed time to catch up, since in 1968 it was still pretty unusual for a shoujo manga to be centered around action and adventure the way Honey Honey is. Honey Honey herself is even more of an agent of chaos in the manga, though something tells me he didn't vet those selections very carefully. The story begins in Africa. No, that's Leo the Lion. The story begins in Austria in 1907, where bubble blonde Honey Honey works as a waitress. At the same time, Princess Flora is in her palace being pestered by a room full of potential suitors. She isn't interested in any of them, but soon a mysterious man tricks her into taking off her ring, the precious star of the Amazon. She puts it into a fish and throws it out a window, where it promptly gets eaten by Honey Honey's pet kitten, Lily. Flora declares that whoever can retrieve her ring can have her hand in marriage, which sets off a series of quixotic adventures across Europe, the Middle East, Asia, and North America, as our red ribbon heroines try to avoid capture at all costs, helped along the way by a mysterious tuxedo and mask-clad thief named Tuxedo Mask. No, I mean Phoenix. Totally different guy. While we're on this subject, I've never heard Sailor Moon's creator Naoko Takeuchi cite Honey Honey as an inspiration, but I'm not the only one that sees it, am I? Phoenix is also after the ring because he's a thief, but Princess Flora actually wants him to be the one to retrieve it because he's the only one she's interested in marrying, like she's really, really invested in it. Despite this, the ring inside the cat is relentlessly pursued by four dim-witted racial stereotypes: an Arab sheik, a vaguely European aristocrat, an Indian chief, and a Nazi. So let's just get this out of the way now. This show is extremely entertaining, fast-paced fun, and has a whole lot of casual racism. All I can say is, this is an anime from the 1980s, based on a manga from the 1960s, so don't expect too much. Then lower your expectations even more. Throughout the series, H-squared, her cat Lily, Phoenix, his cat Thedron, Flora, and Flora's suitors meet race car drivers, samurai, and space aliens. Eventually, the star of the Amazon gets surgically removed from Lily, which is remarkable, since you'd think she would have passed it way back in Austria along with the fish it was hidden inside. So Princess Flora gets her ring back, but the story continues because Phoenix promptly steals it. Then, it gets revealed that Honey Honey is actually the princess of a small country called Priscilla, which means that she's now being pursued by an evil usurper named Slag, who had betrayed Honey Honey's royal parents and caused her to be raised as an orphan. He chases her through Russia and into Constantinople, where H-squared steals a sultan's magic carpet, which carries her to Japan, because why not at this point? In Japan, she meets the famous Sugata Senshiro, and everyone there talks in the most racist Japanese accent since Mickey Rooney.
For that you will pay!
Ha ha ha! I am a black belt!
I must say, dubbing Japanese characters and giving them such cartoonishly racist accents in a Japanese cartoon must be some sort of raceception. In the finale, the whole cast ends up in New York City, where it goes without saying, Princess Flora is carried up a building by a giant ape, because again, why not at this point? But it all ends in hugs on top of a skyscraper as Honey Honey's father identifies Flora as his daughter and Honey Honey's sister when he sees a rose-shaped marking on her foot, which was how Honey Honey was earlier identified as a princess. Phoenix and Honey Honey get married, leaving Flora back where she was at the beginning. throwing a ring out a window, where it's promptly swallowed by a puppy, starting the whole thing over again. This is one of those rare English dubs where the voice cast is allowed to ad-lib and it's actually funny, rather than just cringy or annoying.
Oh, mama!
I guess because it was such a low-budget affair that they didn't really care. It sounds like it was recorded in a closet, and it probably was. Worse yet, a closet in Florida. For reasons unknown, the current license holders for Honey Honey, Inoki Films, have no plans to release this on home video, like, ever. So it's pretty hard to watch this show, sadly. There are a few scattered episodes on the dark web, as well as a bit here on YouTube, but otherwise this is one of the toughest to find titles that I've reviewed here so far. But no one ever thought Hideko Mizuno's most famous manga, Fire, would ever get an English release either, but a miracle is happening this October, when Uncivilized Books will be doing just that, so maybe there's hope for Honey Honey yet. You can read more about Honey Honey and Hideko Mizuno at Dave Merrill's blog Let's Anime. I'll put a link in the description. If you have fond memories of watching this on CBN, or were lucky enough to find the rare home VHS releases, let me know what you think. This series is worth your time if you can overlook some of the elements that didn't age so well. Until next time, bye!